Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of The Hard Truth. Thank you so much for watching. Listen, Happy New Year to you. Let's give God the glory for being even able to see another year, right? Listen, I want to give a shout out to my fellow Americans and also to my international community. Thank you so much for all of the love and support of this channel here in 2023. Well, 1122 King Road is gone, and the narratives for how this barbaric crime happened keep changing. In this video, I want to present the most nagging questions that continue to loom as the wheels of justice grind on in reverse. Then you get to answer these questions based on your knowledge of the case. Let's talk about it, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to grab that coffee or a nice cup of tea as we begin our story. Question 1 is, was Kaylee's return a coincidence? How would the killers know she would return that weekend? Did the killers lure her back to Moscow, or was she really back to show Maddie her new truck? Or did DM invite her back for an event? I've heard so many different accounts about how Kaylee ended up back in Moscow. What do you think? Question number 2. Are the G's hiding something? We've heard so many accounts of this case from the G's. In my opinion, some of their accounts are conflicting. In fact, the G's stance on the case has fluctuated. Mr. G has gone from criticizing law enforcement to becoming a spokesperson for BK's guilt. Can we really trust what the G's have told us? Would you trust any of the G's as a witness in this case? Question number 3. How did Brian Kohlberger become a suspect? Those of us who are skeptical about the prosecution's claims against Brian Kohlberger would like to know how he became a suspect. The PCA claims WSU police ran across his car after Moscow police asked for their help. I find that hard to believe, as several white cars would have come up uh, from the search. And according to the WSU body cam, Brian Kohlberger's car wasn't even listed as a Hyundai in the motor vehicle system. Did somebody turn him in? Because Chief Fry says they aren't even looking for another suspect. What do you think about this one? Question number 4 is the DNA evidence real? 99% of the people who believe Kohlberger is guilty believe that because of the DNA evidence. However, the prosecution has yet to provide any documentation of value that could solidify their claims of retrieving Mr. Kohlberger's DNA from a trash bin and finding Brian via an ancestry family tree. Finding Brian's car and finding him by building a family tree are two different accounts of how he became a suspect. And both accounts are in the same PCA. So which one is it? At this point, the knife sheath doesn't even matter anymore. The question is, did they really retrieve his DNA? Question number 5. Who made the 911 call? DM and BF not calling the police will never make sense to me. When someone finally did call, the police more or less decided that sharing the 911 tape would not be such a good idea. If all that's on the tape is someone reporting an unconscious person, why can't we hear it? And did Hunter make the call? If not Hunter, who did it? Question number 6. Who is Papa Rogers? On November 30th, someone started posting information about the Idaho 4 crime that made people suspicious once they saw Koberger's mugshot. Whoever Papa Rogers is, he or she has had some formal education and exposure to criminology. The problem is that could be Koberger, but it could also be law enforcement or a professor or a YouTuber for that matter. Who deleted Papa Rogers from Facebook? He couldn't have done it himself. He was taken by surprise when he was arrested, so he didn't have time to delete anything. Why don't we know for sure who Papa Rogers is by now? Question number 7. Were DM and or BF home during the Idaho 4 murders? Why is BF's statement not in the PCA, corroborating what DM said? Did BF run out of the house? If DM was in the house, how involved was she in the actual crimes? Why is she willing to say she saw a man that matches Koberger's description in court? Is she willing to say that on the stand now in 2024? Will she say it in 2025? Question number 8. What was the motive for the Idaho 4 crimes? The most popular motives include drug related, that Maddie flushed drugs down the toilet. Another one is that there was a fight at the frat house which led to more violence. Another motive is that it was a ritual, which would explain the brutality of the crime. I suppose any of these is possible, but none of them seem to point to Brian Koberger. Lastly, we have question number 9. Was Brent Kopaka involved in the crimes? Did Brian and Kopaka know each other? Is there any positive or negative correlation between the timing of Kopaka's death and Koberger being pulled over with his dad in Indiana? Now it's time for your Super Saturday survey. The Idaho 4 9 big questions. How much do you really know about this case? Well, I'm going to provide you a link. This time you'll be leaving YouTube to take the survey, and I will post the link under this video and on the community page. All right, take the survey, and we will talk about the results in the live. All right, thank you for watching, and much love.